If you don't have a vision, you cannot see. If you cannot see, you cannot walk. If you cannot walk, there's every probability that you will remain where you are. Even when people intend to help you, there's limits to what you can do and where you can go. But when we talk about this kind of vision I'm talking about today, it has to do with your mind, the barriers that have built and over the time has blocked you from actually seeing beyond the you. You need to be able to see the bigger picture, like what we call more or less like what we call long-term goal. For so many people that are unsuccessful, right? If you stop them today, unknown to them, and ask them in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? They are going to give you ambiguous answers that are not straightforward, answers that are not measurable, they are not very specific. Like they cannot state for you in clear terms, this is what I want. Perhaps in the next 6 months, perhaps in the next 1 year. Believe in the process, believe in what you want to do. Start taking the steps. Gang gang. Now, I want to show you how lack of vision is the biggest barrier that is blocking your mind. That stuff needs attention. In fact, if you don't have a vision, you cannot see. If you cannot see, you cannot walk. If you cannot walk, there's every probability that you will remain where you are. Even when people intend to help you, there's limits to what you can do and where you can go. This is more or less like a normal thing you should be able to relate with. But when we talk about this kind of vision I'm talking about today, it has to do with your mind, the barriers that have built and over the time has blocked you from actually seeing beyond the you right now listening to me. The problem with people oftentimes is you might not even understand, because right now as I'm talking to you, that part of your mind is being blocked, and then you cannot see, you cannot hear, and whatever you cannot see is hardly for you to believe, right? And whatever you cannot believe with mixed feelings and passionate about, then there's every possibility that you are never ever going to achieve it, no matter what. See, today we're going to be having it hot. By the way, if you are watching me for the first time, my name is A.A. Kabir. Part of my goal in life, what I see, is to help at least 1 million people make $1 million, right? Each. And this must happen within the space of 3 to 5 years. For any of those people that I'm going to be raising, okay? I also have a target of the duration I'm supposed to spend before raising the 1 million people. If you are watching me today, you can see that goal, that vision, that thing I'm seeing is too big. A lot of you might not even believe it. Yes, I'm aware. Just like you are having your personal goals, you are having some visions. God is showing you some things that you can do for yourself, but you don't believe it. You are not taking any step. You are not even seeing it because you are blind in terms of your mind. Guess what? Today I'm going to be revealing to you some of the ways this has actually affected you and has kept you in bondage, like more or less like a prison where you stay almost all your life so far, or perhaps you're going to continue staying all through your life until the end of your life. If you want to get yourself out of such prison, you might consider listening to this video so that you can learn how to help yourself. Okay, perhaps you could join part of those who I want to be helping in the nearest future, or I'm already helping. Now see, like I said earlier, today is the 67 of our live video session. In case you have joined me for the first time, part of the vision I also have is I'm going to do this 1,000 days. Okay, now 2 things involved. There's a difference between the vision you are seeing and the road that will lead you to the vision. I want to deliberate more on these two today. When you talk about vision, the picture you see, actually there's a lot that has to do with it. But today I decided I'm going to be focusing on just 2 aspects of it, which that itself I might not be able to discuss extensively. But with the little knowledge I have and how those things have helped me over the time, like I told you, as I'm traveling the journey, I'm going to be carrying you along. For some of you that are ready, let's do it today. So, to start with, the first thing first, you need to be able to see vision. You need to be able to see the bigger picture, like what we call, more or less like what we call long-term goal, right? For so many people that are unsuccessful, right? If you stop them today, unknown to them, and ask them in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? They are going to blab. They are going to give you ambiguous answers that are not straightforward, answers that are not measurable. They are not very specific. They don't even know in most cases what they want. There is no vision, obviously. Like, they cannot state for you in clear times, this is what I want. Perhaps in the next 6 months, perhaps in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Some of us have gone ahead to set goals for maybe over 20 or even 25 years. Like, literally, I can see myself if I become old, like maybe anything above 50, 60, I can see myself doing some certain things at that age. Guess how I'm able to do this? I've looked at my age right now, right? Then I've done the calculation. I've seen what I'm doing right now. And I've given myself target that, okay, between this time to this time, I should be able to achieve this. Okay? And I have it documented, written clearly. And every day as I wake up, I look at that document, and then most times even adjust it. Sometimes draw the date closer as I got better with myself. Sometimes shoot it a little bit, but not always, right? So that it can be achievable, so that it can be realistic, so that it can have what we call goals that are what? Goals that are realistic, achievable, reliable, and then has a particular time bound. I don't know what they call it, right? But what we call it is not important now. Just try to understand the message. You see, over the time, I was actually a lecturer in the university, and I found out that it's like my entire life was dependent on some certain kind of things. Like, entire life depends on that payment. I don't know if you get. Seems like we're having network issues. So, where you are right now, I don't know if I'm talking to who is a civil servant, who is working for others. I don't know if I'm talking to a business owner, but I am telling you that you need to start seeing visions. Like, more or less, like, some people will not understand when we say start seeing visions. Some people feel like maybe God will have to talk to you. Maybe some of you that are so religious, you feel like God will have to talk to you before you see visions. Or maybe you have to talk to one clergyman like imam or pastor before you can see vision, and a lot of that. This is where you get it mixed up. You don't need any religious man to help you see what you want. Perhaps the only thing I can agree with is you are not so knowledgeable enough to be able to realize or to understand your potentials, to be able to come in terms with your personal what we call gifts, to be able to develop on it. You need to learn. That's why I keep telling you guys that each time you see me here, you keep thinking maybe I'm not even capable, or maybe I'm not doing what you expect, or maybe, right, you feel like that. And I'm going to tell you again that why I don't care about what you think, and I don't actually care, is because my goal is too big for me to consider that somebody else is listening to me, or perhaps is richer than me, or perhaps he is where I want to be. Therefore, if I come online here, then it's going to look like I'm going to be making mistakes. It's going to be looking at me like a fool. Yes, I want to be looked like a fool, so that with time, I'll begin to look smart. And for most of you that have been following me, watching me, you will notice that this thing is actually becoming more structured. Even though I don't hold paper, but I always think as much as possible. I always try as much as possible to articulate my presentations, even with paper or not. If you want to try this, just take your camera, don't even go live, and try to make sense within 10 minutes. If you are trying it for the first time, you will understand the fact that I've actually evolved a lot. I've actually developed a lot, and I'm going to places with this. So guess what? I'm talking about the first part. You need to see vision. Part of the vision I saw was that I need to be able to have the capacity and what it takes to control at least 1 million people and teach them how they can do things that could get them to earn at least $1 million in their account each. Now this is a vision, and for me to attain this vision, there are a lot of things I need to do. By the way, myself, I'm a business. I'm trying to start up a business. I've left my job, and that's why since I started seeing such kind of vision, I didn't see myself achieving that working as a lecturer. Obviously, it's never going to be possible. So now this is another important reason why you must see vision, why you must sit down. Sometimes not even see vision, you decide that this is where I want to be. This is another definition of the vision. You must draw your drawing board. You must be able to see clearly, this is what I want. We are not saying that you should live in the future. You should trying to see that the only thing that concerns you is that thing you have written down. But you had to do some things, which obviously takes me to the second part, which is the road that will take you to that place. I don't know if you get, because once you are determined that, look, this is what I want, as I'm speaking to you right now, you are listening to me, I have written down some numbers, some figures that I must have in my account before some years to come. And I've done this. What made me realize that I can actually achieve this and I can do it again and again is that since I left my lecturing job, I had already written down some figures that I've achieved today as I'm speaking to you. And guess what? As at the time I wrote down those figures, that I was believing in it, even when I was not actually sure. But I chose to write them down, and I chose to believe that this is going to come to pass. Even when I was doubting myself, when I was quitting my job, resigning from my job, I didn't know how the life is going to look like, right? But I believe in myself. Things were not clear to me. I believe that this vision I've seen, I'm going to go after it. I'm going to take this risk. I'm going to push through, and I'm pushing through. Over the time you have been seeing me come here online to make this presentation, even when I'm not ready, I am not sure if I'm going to make sense to people, but I still do it. Do you understand? And with the days pass, I'm getting better. Like I said, the next thing to think about is the process. Believe in the process. Believe in what you want to do. Start taking the steps. Do you understand it? Now, there are a lot of things I'm doing right now that's already giving me the confidence, that's already building me to be able to go through that path. See, if you have the advantage of sitting with me and know some of the things that I've done today, from morning till evening, every morning I wake up, I wrote it down clearly. These are the tasks I must complete before the end of today. Literally, I have my week planned ahead. I have my months. Let me share some of the secrets with you. You obviously need to listen to me today so that you can understand that lack of vision that you don't have, or you have, yes, lack of vision, meaning that you are not actually seeing anything. Whatever that comes your way is what you take, is what is blocking you and stopping you from succeeding. The day I decided that this is my vision and this is where I'm going, I obviously have shown some of you the document. I don't have it with me here, but I've designed 10 years to come of my life, written clearly the steps I must take. This November you are seeing right now, this is November 2024. I have it written down, the books that I must read. By the way, in total, I've promised myself, again, another vision is that I must write in my lifetime at least 100 books. 100 books that will teach people a lot of things in a lot of places and how to do it, right? This will help me gain authority in those areas. By the way, I've already written one in e-commerce. Imagine somebody who studied chemistry, was teaching chemistry in the university, resigned to learn e-commerce, and has written a book in e-commerce to guide youngsters how to do it. Guess what? We are raising millionaires already through this process of e-commerce. I obviously am telling you true life story. Okay, maybe with time, I'm going to bring some of my students here live so that you can feel them. Do you understand? They will talk to you, but we are actually building a structure. Recently, I started bringing up some people live here on the session so that we can build some kind of content that is helping others. I know that in me, there are people that I've already met in the future. It's just waiting for the time I've written for them to come. They are definitely going to come. I'm not going to go after them. They will come looking for me. I don't know if you are communicating. I don't know if I'm communicating. Listen to me carefully. I said believe in the process. It's not all about having the vision. A lot of you even have the vision, even though it's not clear. Part of what you need to do to clear is to get to learn. Keep learning. Keep taking actions, no matter how useless it might look, no matter how challenging it might look, no matter how unsure or how much you doubt yourself. Just step in. Keep working. Start doing. You find out that a lot of things will come easy and as in with time. Do you understand? So believe in yourself. After you see the vision, if you don't even see the vision, just start acting. Go closer to those who are already doing what you intend to do. This vision, you can't joke with it. I've seen it time without number that it works for people. Really, it does work. When we started this e-commerce journey by the end of 2020/2021, we had a guy that he will always write and place boldly on his house, in his room. By the way, sometimes we have to manage his room. Like I do come from my lecturing place, then come to Abuja, stay with them, like that. We are planning how to get better on the e-commerce, right? Learning stuffs. So I always go to his room. Guess what? The room is not even neat. It's not good. But he has written somewhere that he must earn 10 million. Like 10 million he's saying in his lifetime. He's actually looking at that money as a big money as at that time. Even myself as a lecturer, I was earning barely over 100,000 naira. I was even thinking that was a big money. I never knew that in less than seconds, you can receive times 100 of that same money that I was receiving in a month. I was not seeing it. But guess what? As I keep pushing myself, even while I was not ready, I began to realize that look, so this money federal government was paying me in a month, I can earn multiple millions of it even within a day. It's very possible. Listen to me carefully. This $1 million I'm talking about, perhaps you might challenge me. You might think that I don't look like it. Yes, I don't have it in my account right now, but I have multiple of it in my vision, and it's going to come to pass. How did I know this? I've had some few amounts. Like I said, that guy that had that 10 million naira written down today, in fact, the house he lives in is not less than 3-4 million naira. The place he lives in, rented apartment that he lives, I don't know if you get, he has his own car. He's doing figures, millions of naira. So what does that tell you? Just start it. I don't know how to engineer this into your brain, but like I'm feeling it right now that you are actually the one that is serving as a barrier. You are blocking your vision. You are blocking yourself because you don't believe in yourself. You are not even taking any action. You are weak. Don't be weak. Even when you are not sure, that's the right time to take action. Don't wait. A lot of you, what you do is that you often complain too much. My basic rule, 3 basic rules since I started learning this thing is get started from where you are, whether you are ready or not, whether you have what it takes or not. Develop it with time. That's 1. Number 2, you must never ever complain along the line. You must never ever open your mouth to complain. Each time you open your mouth, ask yourself, how can I do it? How can I do it? Your brain will be wired to tell you the answers. Are you following? The 3rd one is never ever quit. Keep going. It doesn't matter how long. Keep moving. You're going to see yourself. Like one day you look back, just like I'm looking back now. I have lecturer colleagues, PhD holders, professors that I left in the lecturing world. They cannot come closer to me, like in terms of my income. They cannot. If the truth of the matter is not a pride, but they cannot compare. By the way, I got to realize when I left that the highest I can even get pay as a lecturer was 500,000. That's if I even get to level of professor. Like I became old, I've served them all the years, that the highest I can get, if I thought I'm lucky to have written a lot of jargon papers that has not served anybody, has not served humanity, like they are doing projects, student projects. I don't know what they are doing with it. Why are you wasting your time studying papers that are useless, recycling things that are actually not helping anybody? Why don't you go and learn something? Why? Can you choose to change your life? If you are not happy with yourself, you are not happy with your bank account, you are not happy with the way you are right now, think about the things you are doing that has made you be like this. And that's the most first thing, that's the most easy thing to think, and then start changing the things you are doing that have made you who you are today. If you don't like who you are, I obviously noticed that I cannot be a lecturer. I cannot be. Even I frown at people that call me Mr. Lecturer at that time. Like, it's a shame to me. I respect those who are lecturers. Like, I respect you. No problem. I don't have any issue with that. But I am talking about myself. Right? So you must see this vision. You must keep pushing. You must believe in yourself. Right? Obviously, there is more to this vision. But anything you cannot see, you cannot achieve. Anything you cannot accommodate in your head as a vision, you can never be able to achieve it. I don't know if you get. Because sometimes it looks too big for you to believe. But actually, nothing stops you from believing it. Today, I have a lot of staff that are working under me, working for me, and I pay them. How did I do that? Instead of the federal government to be paying me 100 and something thousand, then I have people under me that work for me and I pay them. There are a lot of them. If I show you what I pay monthly basis, the federal government obviously have to clap for me for helping them do their job in a lot of ways. Like I tell some people, instead of me to sit and whine and complain about what the government is not doing right, I'd rather we think about how to partner with the federal government to get things done. Let them give me my own share of the national cake. It's that simple. And how can I do it? I need to be able to see where I'm going clearly. I define the game. I move. On daily basis, there are tasks that I must achieve before I sleep. Yesterday, I had to sleep around past 4 a.m. Like, I have to sleep past 4 a.m. And just some few minutes ago before I come to this live session, I was actually editing a video that I was supposed to use to run ads. I had to sleep while editing the video. I slept for about 30 minutes to an hour or so. I woke up again and I just finished the editing. I had to edit 4 types of different videos, then come online here to come and teach you. Then immediately I'm done here, I'm going back to address some things. Obviously, I have to sleep today because I have a lot of pending sleep that I need to cool off my head, maybe probably between 3-4 hours. Then I must wake up again. See, if you are not achieving anything in your life, just know that you are the one. You are the barrier. Most of you believe that it is God that have not written it for you. It's a lie. That's the way you choose to convince yourself. It's a lie that you are telling yourself. And let me challenge you. How do you know that it's a lie? Change that mindset today. Change it that it's not God that have written those things. You can actually go get it. You can write it yourself and go get it. Yes, you might need prayer. I agree with you. But there's a lot you need to do. God has given you the willpower to decide. God has given you the brain to be able to accommodate what you need to learn, to be able to learn it, to have the wisdom. You are probably just not thinking. And one funny thing that I observe with people, do you actually think that God will come and think on your behalf? No, it's never going to happen. God is not going to think on your behalf. God is not just going to come and organize your life for you, arrange it for you, make it make sense for you, no matter the amount of prayer. Stop wasting your time. See, you can pray. Yes, I believe in prayers. Before you will get me wrong. But you have a role to play. You have a role to play. What is happening in Nigeria, my country, is unfortunate. We are not supposed to be like this. But I don't complain. That's me. I leverage on that situation just the way it is. The hardship is touching a lot of people, plus including me as a business owner. So each time it comes hitting me like the dollar exchange rate, obviously that's one of the problems I have. But guess what I'm doing right now? I'm not going to reveal the secret to you, but we've already looked at how to maneuver not to be able to get affected much with the exchange rate. So we've done our calculations. And how do you know? Let me give you another example to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. Recently, we've taken in about 6 staffs just within this week, and we are taking more within the next 5 months. We are taking like 50 and above. How do we do that? This is the hard time that you are probably complaining. You are waiting for the government to come and do miracle, to come and do things for your life. You are waiting for God to come and just do one miracle and get this done, and then so that you be comfortable. It's a lie. Stop waiting. Nothing is going to be comfortable if you don't get up. Help yourself. Push yourself. Be hard on yourself. Right? You have to do it. You have to do it. And guess what I understood? Once you have that vision, you believe in yourself, you start taking the small steps, the confidence begin to get improved, the steps begin to get clearer, the helps you need will start to come, the people that don't even believe in you will start believing in you, the resources you never had before will start coming, and things will just start happening. Oh my God. See, if you are not learning on this video, if you are not learning, if you keep following me and I'm not giving you any energy, no vibe, please stop following me. If you have followed me before, unfollow. If you have subscribed before, unsubscribe. I don't need you here, because obviously the people I need are those who are ready to become $1 million earner each, right? A lot of people, I might not even have the opportunity of meeting you, but I know within me that, and I believe within me that with time, I am going to be able to raise these 1 million people. I've already given myself the task, and I've written out a lot of ways to do this. For most of you, after seeing vision, you probably will not care how to do it. You probably will not be able to strategize some of the steps you need to take. I just told you that I want to write 1,000 books. I want to write 100 books. I want to make this presentation 1,000 days. Today is day 67. I'm an e-commerce guy. I always give myself targets to meet every week, in fact, every day I have a task to complete. Do you understand? Then I'm also into a lot of things. I cannot obviously mention some here, right? Because it's my personal vision. Some had to be, it's more or less like my ingredients, my secrets to doing this. So that I know, like I read in the 48th law of power, some people are actually looking around to see whose idea to steal and how to do it, how to get ahead. I know you are smarter than me, you are intelligent than me, you are more wealthy than me. So take the little I can give you, right? Thank you for watching me today. I know I have not done justice to the topic of vision. I'm going to come back to it. But just for you to understand that this is how lack of vision serves as a barrier for you between you now and where you want to go. And guess what? If you decide not to take action, if you decide not to see anything, if you decide not to see any future picture clearly, you're probably just going to walk like a blind man, and everybody gets to use you the way they want to achieve their own aim while you are happy helping them. Whereas you don't have nothing. At the end of the day, you now complain, I'm old, my children, they cannot help me, people cannot help me, all of that. Did you help yourself? That's the question. Did you blame yourself? That's the question. Then why are you blaming others? What is happening in your life now? Have you taken time to blame yourself? Why are you blaming federal government? Why are you blaming God? Why are you blaming the devil? You didn't play part in it. That's what you are thinking. Oh my God. Stop lying to yourself. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.